This is the only YouTube automation system that can replace your 9 to 5 job ASAP, so you can go from working your job to having more freedom in your day-to-day life. Now, how do I know this is the case? Because it's the system I've used to generate many 4-5-figure months and have helped my students do the same. Shahab hit 7K per month, Yan 38K per month, Diego 20K per month, and don't worry if you're like, hey, I'm really busy, I don't have a ton of time to be able to do this. Well, the good news is, even if you work a busy job, even if you're a busy parent and you have family responsibilities and you have zero editing skills, you can still do this. So let's dive into it. All right, so the system that you're going to want to use if you want to become as successful with Faceless YouTube in 2026 going forward as possible is you need to be using what I call the AI operator system. So you already know that AI is very powerful. You're probably already wondering how you can incorporate AI into building a YouTube channel. So I'm just going to share with you the best way to go about this. So there's no guessing. You just take this and you do it and you use it. So you should already know that right now, to build a Faceless YouTube channel, there are quite a few components that go into picking the niche and making the videos. So you have the niche selection, you have ideation, titling, thumbnails, script writing, voiceovers, and editing. All that comes together to build the channel and then start to release videos. Now you may be wondering, all right, Adam, well, what's the benefit of using this system versus maybe hiring freelancers or doing it all myself or whatever the case may be, right? So by leveraging AI, it's going to save you time, which probably you don't have a ton of time right now as it is. It's going to raise the quality of your videos. So I know when I work with people directly, people that get the most results the fastest are always the ones that compare the YouTube strategy that they learn, but in combination with very high quality videos, which AI allows you to access more easily. And then that's going to allow you to grow faster. So that's the benefit that you're going to get out of that. Now, you may be wondering, Adam, are you just going to simply talk generally about this strategy, or are you going to show me how to do it? Good news for you is that's going to be the latter. So I'm going to walk you through what each component looks like and how to approach it using the AI operator system that I just alluded to. So the first thing, if you're starting a brand new channel from scratch, or you have a channel but you're like, I don't really love this niche, let's talk about the niche validation process to start, okay? You want to be jumping into high demand niches so that there's a ton of people that want to watch your content, because typically niches that have the largest total addressable markets have the most potential reach. So this means that simply you're going to be able to tap into more viewers that can watch your videos, which means more views and ideally more money. But it's only going to be more money if you have a moderate to high CPM niche. So what I see a lot of people struggle with is that they end up picking niches that are really low paying from an ad revenue perspective, so that even if they get 1 million views per month, they're making like $2,000 a month, which in a better niche could allow them to make 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,000. It's much better to make sure that you're in a niche that can make you money. So one of the ways that you can find niches, you can use Claude, and again, this is Claude, the free plan, and you can say, give me 20 high interest evergreen niches for my new Faceless YouTube automation channel that has $5,000 a month potential, okay? And so what this is going to do is it is going to bring up results that look something like this. So you're going to have basically a whole bunch of different ideas in terms of what niches that you can pursue, right? So it's going to give you the RPMs, the level of competition, even how to monetize those niches, which is pretty cool, right? Because again, the more that we can tie in extra monetization into the channel, the better off that it's going to be. So the cool part about this is that you can actually just select any of these different options, and then Claude is going to actually write you out a full strategy around this, okay? So again, maybe you like homesteading, or maybe you like wealth and psychology, or maybe you like tech reviews, or soundscapes, or business case studies, or book summaries. You click on any of them, it's going to give you the full foray on how to approach building a channel in this way. So just pick one that meets your interests. Obviously, these are going to have some pretty good ad revenue and then also monetization strategies associated with them, which puts you in a good position that if you are consistent, you can build out an income stream with this type of channel. Now, let's move over to picking topics for your channel, because now you have your niche. You're going to create your Google account. You're going to brand your channel with a name, a banner, a logo, and now we're going to start the ideation process. So you're going to start creating your first video in the hopes that you can build your channel to replace your 9 to 5 ASAP. And if you're liking this process so far, by the way, and you're not subscribed, you're going to be missing out on future videos I release when I update this system. So make sure that you subscribe if you haven't. Okay. Next, we want to identify role model channels in the niche and identify high demand topics. So again, we want to know what people are interested in so we can create videos around that. So you're going to want to identify 3 to 5 role model channels in your niche. So let's say that you decided to choose the niche that is Jungian psychology, right? So one of them that we actually looked at here was psychology, so Jungian and depth psychology. So this would be kind of like a channel in this particular niche. Again, if you want to find channels that speak about this stuff, obviously you just enter in some keywords into YouTube. You'll find high performing channels like this one right here. So now what we want to do is we want to use Claude. Again, we're using AI to help us do all this. We want to use Claude to help us find topics for our videos, okay? So in this particular case, what we want to do is we want to open up Claude and we want to say, hey, scan this channel and then tell me what the strategy is, okay? So in this case, what you can do is the following, and we're just going to do this in real time. So I'm going to go and I'm going to take a screenshot of this page, okay? And we're going to go like this. Actually, it's probably better if we just take a look at the most popular videos. And so we're going to go like this. And we're just going to take a screenshot of what's working best, okay? We're going to come into Claude and we're going to start a new chat. And then we are going to take our little prompt here. We're going to copy it. And then you're going to go into Claude. You're going to paste it. And then you're going to paste your image that is of the channel, and then you're going to get it to do an assessment for you. So effectively what this is doing is analyzing the channel, and it's going to be able to give you a breakdown of what's working on the channel, why it's working, what kind of content pillars are working, and so it's going to do an assessment for you so you don't have to really wonder like, okay, why is certain content working? And so it's really going to break everything out for you and do kind of like an assessment on your behalf. So again, you get this really cool looking chart that's going to align to what's working on the channel, right? So again, this is why this system tends to work particularly well, because it's going to cut down on how much YouTube strategy you have to master on your own. So now you're going from, I need to be an expert and I need to learn all these different tools and I need to have proficiencies in all of them, to just understanding what tools are going to do most of the work for you. Okay, so here you have 5 different topic suggestions, as you can see right here. So that's pretty great that it already tells you what videos can do well for you. Now, obviously, if you want more topics going forward after you release your first few videos, you can just say, give me 5 more, 10 more, 20 more, 30 more topics, and it'll keep thinking of new topics for your channel. So again, very simple strategy, right? So this is what it'll end up looking like I said, the breakdown. And now you know how to pick topics for the channel. So you could pick from any of these, or you can obviously just riff off what you're already seeing here based on your understanding of the niche. But that's the simplest way to do it. But you still need titles, thumbnails, and you need to make the videos. So we need to talk about that next. So you need to identify high performing titles for your videos and generate numerous title options so you can do your own assessment on what kind of titles are going to work well, what kind of options can we bring to the table in A/B testing, etc. So one of the ways you can do this is by using Claude. Again, Claude's becoming our best friend here. So let's say that our topic was something similar to this, okay? Give me 10, all you have to do is say, give me 10 more title options for a YouTube video on this topic. So the topic we selected from Claude was the person you attract reveals your shadow. So now it's giving us all these other options, and it actually tells you why these titles can work, right? And so you're getting a little bit of education at the same time as just getting titles that you can use for your videos, which is great. So you can take this one if you like it, you could take this one, maybe the original, and then you can do A/B testing on YouTube with that to find what's gonna work best, okay? So again, so far we've just entered in prompts into Claude. We've basically been able to find high performing titles, high performing topics. We even selected our niche. So again, this is why this system right here is really conducive to you doing this outside of your job and your family, because you don't have to spend hours researching what the steps are, right? And so this is why, again, it is really, busy person friendly, which again, I wish that I had this when I started. Okay, so the next part is the thumbnail process. So transparently, when I work with people directly, and if you do want to learn about that, you can click the link in this description. This is the hardest part, coming up with really high quality thumbnail designs, because it's a bit of an art and a bit of a science. So the art of it is the design of it itself, and the science is things like, minimal thumbnail text. We want to evoke the emotion of the viewer, understand their pain points, and make sure that that comes across in the packaging, so on and so forth. So this is where people tend to struggle the most when they're starting their journey. So the best way to go about doing this is to let AI help us make the thumbnails for us. So my recommendation for you is to identify high performing thumbnails in your market or your niche, and then create 3 iterations per video for A/B testing. So again, like I talked about, identify your role model channels. Maybe this is one of them. And then what you want to do is see, okay, what's working? We have, old school imagery, we have clear, bold thumbnail text, etc. We got a little spelling mistake there. Okay, we're good to go. Let's keep it moving. This is authentic and real right here. So what you want to do next is you want to just go over to 1 of 10 and use the 1 of 10 thumbnail generator. This is right now the best thumbnail generator on the market for creating faceless YouTube thumbnails. So all you'd have to do this process is the following, okay? So you're gonna go over to 1 of 10, and what you're gonna do is you're going to enter in the channel name that you want to emulate their thumbnails on. So all you need to do is take the channel name right here, and then you want to enter it in as a managed channel, and then you're going to enter in your topic for the video. So let's say that, again, we wanted to do something like this, and we wanted to create a thumbnail. Okay, excellent. So you can make as many thumbnails as you want, 2, 4, 8, 12. You can use generation 2, generation 2.5. Let's try generation 2.5. We'll make 2 thumbnails for this particular topic that we have and go from here. So the reason why you want to use a tool like this is, again, you could easily spend a couple hours making thumbnails, or even just one thumbnail. But if you have a reliable way to make numerous thumbnails at once that then you can load onto your channel and test right away, this is going to make running your channel more sustainable, because the average person, and again, I've worked with a lot of people, it's time that is their biggest hindrance. It's not that you can't learn the skills, it's just that it may take you too long to really produce the videos, then you get behind, and then you have struggles, right? So here you can see that it's already copying the style of the thumbnails on this channel. And so look at that, right? You have this woman, and that kind of looks similar to the style, let's say stuff like this, right? And so it is doing a really good job of emulating the style of this channel. And usually you want to kind of reference what's already working in the market. So here, in a matter of less than a minute, we've already made thumbnails that you could take. If you have the video made, you can then upload them. If you haven't made the video yet, well, you better stick around, because I'm going to show you that part of the process next. So you have your thumbnails. You can just simply go download, or if you want to edit them because you want to change the text, you can easily just enter in a prompt here, and you're good to go. So that's that part of the process. Just to let you know, if you want to try out 1 of 10's thumbnail generator, I left a link. This is a very exclusive offer that you can try it for 1 month for just $1. Start producing thumbnails, see if you like it, and go from there. Now, finally, we need to talk about producing the video, because this is the part where AI is really shining, Because back before, you'd have to either edit the videos yourself, voice them over yourself, you'd have to write the scripts yourself. AI has come a massive way in terms of helping you make your videos. So what does this mean? It means that we need to understand the next part of the process. So when you have a topic selected, my recommendation for you is to go to Claude and then get the context for the video that you're making. Okay, so basically just ask Claude to give you extra context around what the topic means, what should be included, so on and so forth. Now you may be wondering, Adam, why do I need this, right? Well, you're going to need this for the next step. So if you really want to leverage this system as much as possible, you're going to want to use the tool called VidRush to be able to make your videos. So I'm just actually going to open this up, vidrush.ai. So you can see here that this tool allows you to basically streamline your video production process using AI. So the tool researches, writes, voiceovers, collects footage, creates motion graphics for your videos, and edits it all together. I've been using it. My one-on-one clients have been using it. So here's how it works, okay? In the prompt box, you're going to enter in the prompt that we just talked about, the context here, okay? And then once you do that, you're going to take your title, what we've already got, and you're going to enter it into the title slot, and then you're simply going to let the tool do the research, write the script, create the voiceover, edit the entire video. This takes about an hour, but just to be clear, it's an hour of passive time. You just let the system run. You can close the browser. It's a web-based. You don't even have to be online, and it's going to do all the work for you. After an hour, you're going to come back and the video will be prepared, and it's going to look something like this on the timeline. You're going to have all the different footage. You have the voiceover, you have the captions if you want them, all on a timeline that you can either edit or just render out. Now, personally, because you're probably wondering, Adam, do you make adjustments? I don't, and I see good results with the tool. High retention rate videos, monetizable videos. And so this is how you're able to not have to become an editing master, like I talked about earlier on in the video. And so you're able to produce these videos for a fraction of the cost as if you were outsourcing them. So that's an important part of the process to understand, because the biggest bottleneck for people is truly the editing, especially if they're doing it themselves. However, I promised you at the start of this video, I would share with you the path to actually replacing your job, right? If you make an extra $1,000 or $2,000 a month, let's be real, that's not going to replace your income. Right now, you're probably making anywhere between $70K and $250K per year. So we need to actually be making some substantial money. So at this point, let me just share with you an example of how you can start scaling up a channel faster by increasing the monetization efficiency of the channel. So you need to create an offer around your content. You need to start scaling more views. Again, this is going to come with more uploads and leveraging the tools I just walked you through. And you need to start promoting your offer. So here's an example from the channel that I just shared with you. It's a very simple but powerful example, okay? So on each of their videos, they're promoting this ebook. And they're selling this ebook for $30.45, okay? Now you can create a digital product, a guide, affiliate offer, whatever the case may be, but you need to be monetizing outside of ad revenue if you really want to make money as fast as possible with your channel, enough to actually replace your full-time income. So my recommendation for you is, on top of creating an offer that aligns to your content, you want to then promote the item that you want people to buy, not only in your description, but your pinned comments as well. And here's the pro tip for making it, this far into the video, is you also want to speak to it in the video. Because most people are not looking in the descriptions. You probably don't look in the descriptions. Most people are not looking at the comments, right? You maybe don't read the comments on videos all the time. So if you speak to it and people are listening, then they can go down to the pinned comment or the description and click on the link. So that's how you're going to drive way more traffic and increase your viewership on your offer and then convert more sales, right? So here's just a little bit of a depiction of how this really changes your income and speeds up your path to a full-time income. So if you're only collecting ad revenue, let's say you're getting 500,000 views per month, which is a decent amount. If you have an RPM of say $3, you're only collecting like $1,500 a month. That's some nice, going out money or saving up some extra money for retirement money, but that's not quit your job money. Let's be real. But if all of a sudden you're making ad revenue and you have this digital product and you're getting 500,000 views per month, you're collecting that 1,500, but if you're selling just one in every 1,000 people that comes through the door on your videos, your $30 book, that's going to add an extra $15K per month to your channel income. So this is why you can see that this channel is promoting this product on every video, because it really does add up quickly, and that's how you're going to be able to scale up your income super fast. And if you want to learn how I made over 600K just in ad revenue alone from a single channel, click on this next video.